I call this meeting of the Harriman City Council, May 17, 2022, to order. Before we get started, I'd like to have a prayer by Councilman Wright, followed by the pledge to the flag. Councilman Wright.
Would you join us, please? Our Heavenly Father, we thank you again for allowing us to meet and conduct the city's business. Father, we pray for your blessings and ask for your wisdom during this time. We're so grateful for your Spirit's guidance as we make decisions. Father, we realize the great grief and hurt that all people on earth are having today, and we pray that our leaders will find solutions to those things that are hurting so many. And may our actions tonight be pleasing to you, and may our Spirit guide our actions always. In Christ's name we pray. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Here.
Eddie Holly.
Here.
Tim Johnson.
Here.
Kenyon Meade. Sam Russell. Lonnie Wright.
here.
I'd like to declare a quorum. A motion to approve the minutes of April 19, 2022 meeting.
Make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Wright. Councilman Johnson.
No, sir.
Councilman Wright.
Motion.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Motion to pay the salaries.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wright, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Holly. Councilman Wright.
Motion.
Councilman Holly. Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Motion to pay the bills.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wright, second by Councilman Frost. Councilman Wright.
No, sir.
Councilman Frost.
No, sir.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, we'll hear from delegation. If you'd like to address this council, please come to the podium, state your name, and limit your comments to 3 minutes.
But I better talk on the way up, because I haven't been here in a while. All right. My name is John Dennis, and what a relief. It's been a while since I've been here, because I've been sitting over in the parking lot over in the little complex for about a half hour. And I called my daughter and said she wanted me to come tonight, and she wanted to be here. But here I am. Okay. I appreciate y'all. Gosh, that was a wonderful prayer. I mean, there are a lot of people suffering out there, and gosh, that was so nice. We need to be an active force to help, try to help relieve that suffering just so well. Anyway, my daughter lives here in Harriman. I used to live in Harriman only for about a year or two. Of course, Stock Heights. I retired from honorable Christmas lumber here. I loved it, loved every minute of it, but I got bit by a tick and got Rocky Mountain spotted fever and had to retire at age 65 instead of the 70 that I intended on doing. So I'm still hiking though. Alrighty. I went to the library this morning. I had to travel a lot, so I don't always get to. I'm sorry I missed y'all's National Prayer Days at the Temperance Building. I would love to have been there. It's just those kind of things, and going to Dudley's concerts and singings and services. I enjoy those type of things a lot. But Flo Charles had a nice article today. I hope everybody gets a chance to read it. They have, and it went today. It was in last Friday's. It was called "Searching for Our Nation's Soul." Searching for our nation's soul. Whoa, that's digging deep, isn't it? General George Washington. That's him, right? Yeah, George Washington. Just so y'all can get a quick look at this. George Washington. Oh, sorry about that. You can, I'll leave these up if anybody wants to look at them after the meeting, if it's all right. A friend of mine did this. He was a veteran in World War II in the South Pacific. He was a Hiroshima and witnessed the devastation. And he's just an international traveler and a great historian. And he put these together. They're 50 years old. I've got 500 of them. He passed on about a year ago, unfortunately. So, anyway, Flo Charles said that at George Washington's inauguration, that after he had his hand on the Bible when he was inaugurated, the first thing he did was he knelt down and kissed the Holy Bible. You know what the second thing he did was? Flo Charles, don't give me the glory, give it to Flo Charles. The second thing George Washington did was gather the Senate and the House of Representatives and took them to his Christian church for a 2-hour worship service. Can you imagine what would happen if some of our presidents would do that? Oh, lady, but I mean, we won't have any problems in this country, hardly. Okay, but anyway, President George Washington is the father of the United States. Contrary to what some people say, and I know he was a good man. I've read a little bit and quite a bit about him. He was a good man. He had indomitable spirit. And he and his soldiers passed through many sore afflictions where they were bloody afflictions where they didn't have shoes and they didn't have clothing and going through winters without shoes or without a coat or without breeches. You know, they really were starving and half starving and fighting for their lives. George Washington lifted him up. His great statement. The battle is not to the strong alone. Fighting against the British and well-armed and well-fed and everything. He said the battle is not to the strong alone. It is to the diligent, the active, and the brave. Diligent, active, and brave. We've got to wrap this thing up pretty quick, right?
You're right on your...
Okay.
Pastor Tyler.
I'm going to leave 5 of these, and if anybody needs to make copies, they can. This is an article that was written by Dolan Oaks. It's called Defending Our Divinely Inspired Constitution. And Dolan Oaks was a professor. He was the president of BYU back when my wife was there in the 70s. And back when the federal government, which has been more and more infiltrated, can I give you another minute or two or not?
You've been talking 6 minutes.
6 minutes
over.
Oh, so you want me to stop now?
Just tidy it up real quick.
Okay, tidy it up. Okay, that's going to be tough. Okay, but at any rate, if anyone wants to look at this article and read it, it'd be well worth it. This man has had 60 years of studying the United States Constitution. He was a law clerk for the United States Supreme Court, so he knows a little bit about law and order. And at any rate, I'm going to leave this here for you. Thank you. It's good to see you all again. I missed you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pam May with Rhode Alliance. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your support of the Rhode Alliance. Thank you for our partnership. I didn't know if you guys knew this, but Buddy Holly has been on our Rhode Alliance board for 3 terms, which is 6 years, so thank you for your service. I know, time flies, doesn't it? I just wanted to say thank you. And a couple things. We will be holding a chamber chat at TCAT next Thursday. Got some flyers here I'll pass around. 8:30 to 10, just a kind of mingle type event. And then we are also planning to hold a multi-day city and county political forum in the middle of July. We're working on the dates, and we'll get those announced very soon. But just wanted you guys to know that we are going to do that and invite every one of the ones that are running. So just appreciate all your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to address council?
I better get my posters here.
Not, we'll go into reports.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'd just like to say something.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My name is Demarius Bunch, and I'm from CASA. I'm the Roane County Program Coordinator, and I haven't spoke in front of any of you all, so I want to take a minute to tell you all what's going on. So, on June the 3rd, we're going to have a fundraiser right out here on Mayor's Alley. It's from 6 to 8. I've got tickets today, and I also want to give out some brochures to let you all know what CASA stands for. It's Court-Appointed Special Advocate for Abused and Neglected Children. We're a child's voice, and we lift up the child. So we are a nonprofit organization that we raise money. So that's what I'm here for, to tell everyone about you. And I see some familiar faces that help CASA, so thank you all for your support. And I guess, see Scott, if you need some tickets, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anyone else like to address council? All right, we'll go into reports. First, our chief treasurer.
Yeah, so I have in front of you guys something I've let you know that I was going to be providing to you. This is, by the way, just kind of a first attempt at this executive summary. I think this is going to be more beneficial than providing you with a very thick stack of balance sheets and paperwork that you have to go through. And what I've done is I've basically cut this down into a one-page summary. And I want to go through some of these real quick and let you know what each one is and why I don't have some of the information that I'm going to be including in future reports. So sales tax collections, you can see there, deposits for the prior month, expenditures for the prior month, of course this is for the month of April. And what you'll see is, of course, this time of year, this is when our expenditures exceed our deposits. And so we have a little bit of a cash flow crunch at this point. It's no problem because we always expect this. It's always the case during the months between September and the end of February. Of course, that's when we're receiving tax revenue from property tax. And so we typically take in a lot more revenue during that period of time. So no reason for concern or alarm there. We have currently collected about 92.5% of our total outstanding property taxes, and from 2021, that's pretty much on par with where we are this time of year. By the end of the fiscal year, we will have collected approximately 95%. It's normal for us to not collect 5%, and some of those properties, of course, as you guys know, will go into tax collection, and they will be basically auctioned through the county. However, during that period of time, the owner still has time in order to be able to pay those taxes, in which case they usually do. So by the time it actually gets to sale, those property taxes collection rates at about 99%. So something that's a really good thing that we have here is on number 5, we have a forecast of final total sales tax receipts. Right now we are trending at 3.65% above budgeted amount, which translates into finishing the year at an additional $120,000 to $130,000 in sales tax revenue. So So as I've talked to you guys before about, is that our sales tax revenue is the thing that really drives, is the revenue that is growing within the city. It is a tremendous source for tax revenue, and of course, a lot of this is because of COVID, and it's being also driven by the fact that gas prices are now quite high. A lot of people are choosing to spend their money in Harriman and Roane County, which helps us tremendously. So the parts down here, we didn't have any debt service payments last month. I don't have the information yet on the grants. I'm going to going forward in the next fiscal year, I'm going to be maintaining that data, and so you guys will know from 1 month to the next how much we've received and we've been awarded. I'm going to be very careful with my wording there. How much we have been awarded in grant money. So we're going to keep track of that going forward. We've got a plan. Scott and I have met with 2 different organizations, one of which we've already been working with heavily. And then, of course, the other is East Tennessee Development District, to try to figure out a way for us to really take advantage of the grants that are available to us. So I wanted to put a line item there to kind of keep track of how much we've been awarded. And of course, I would also like to, on the kind of negative side of things, I'm going to keep a running total of the unbudgeted expenditures we have throughout the year. As you all know, there are many times where department heads will come to the city manager will say, I've got to get approval from, because we didn't budget for this, etc. I want to try to keep track of those things to see if maybe there's a way within the budget process that we can try to foresee some of those expenditures. Some of them we absolutely can't. The Carter Street incident where a lot of it was washed out. That's a perfect example. Things we can't really budget for. And that's about it. But this will become a much more robust executive summary as time goes on and I'm able to obtain more data.
Anybody have any questions for the city treasurer? Thank you, sir. City manager. Mr. Mason.
Thank you, Mayor, members of City Council, and our public. Councilman, I emailed to you earlier this week the police and fire department reports and the breakdown of that. Just a couple of highlights. Really proud of firefighter Marilyn Franklin. She passed her Firefighter 2 exam. Why that is important is she's now a fully certified Tennessee firefighter. So that's a big deal. And, Marilyn's doing a good job for us, and she's now driving the truck, I think is what Chief told us. So, and doing well at that. Our police had a really, as well, actually, our April dispatches were down, but they are so busy. I didn't realize even before I took this job that Harriman PD has its own frequency from the central dispatch because of how many calls they have, and it's amazing. I told Chief Tapp I want to ride along with him maybe one evening because they're coming and going constantly. Our flock cameras have been very successful since we purchased those about 3 months ago in a variety of incidents, so that's come in for a great use. Thing he's most excited about, he came to me, Chief Tapp and our police department are going to be working side by side with Chief Daniels and our fire department. This year it's going to be the police and fire kids camp. They have over 60 kids enrolled, and they're going to use our new event center for that along with the splash pad, and that will be on Wednesday, June 1st, and it goes through Friday, June 3rd, and we'll email out some more information. A really fun day to be at the splash pad, and we have hot dogs.
In the 7th through the 10th. The 10th is actually the splash pad day. It's 2 weeks.
And I'll get those dates to you. Make sure Martin gets them on the calendar. Thank you, Chief. Something else that we're looking forward to, we've had a couple, our police department's been really active this week, and I'm not sure if it's in the paper yet, and some information, they've done really good on drug activity, and we all know it is a big problem not only in Harriman but in Roane County, the state of Tennessee, and across our country, and it's something we're all dealing with. And Chief Tapp, Chief Daniels, and myself had a meeting this Friday. We've had several informal, but we have come up with a plan, and we're going to do a concerted effort. We want to lead the way in Roane County, and we want to. It's a war on drugs. We want to let it be known. we're not going to stand for it anymore. It's every day we hear of overdoses, we hear of accidents, and it affects everybody. So we're going to put together a plan, and this was Mayor Best's idea. You know, he really wanted to make a big push for that. So we will have a press release and let everybody know. But while we're working on it actively now, we want to amp things up. We want to rev it up, and we want to make a big difference. And I think it'll be felt very quickly because both departments are fired up and ready to go. So we'll have more about that very soon. Just a couple of events that are coming up. Our Tennessee Pirate Fest, that's May 21st through 22nd, and the following weekends. What's going to be really big is our community-wide yard sale. That'll be held on June the 4th from 8 to 2. That'll be at Riverfront Park, but also on June 3rd and 4th, Cornstalk Heights will also have their yard sale. On June 17th will be the inaugural Rockin' on Rome. I think Martha is putting that together. She's been working on it, trying to get some bands, so we're looking really forward to that. This past Friday night, we did have our second Friday Nights on Rome with a band in the Mayor's Alley and a couple of food trucks, well attended. Of course, we had ball games going on, a little bit of everything, but Martha did a good job with that, working with our downtown merchants. If you've been down at the park lately, you probably know some orange paint where our existing dock is. Part of our new dock going in was we have to do an archaeological study for this new pier. TVA has said we need to do that. So we reached out for an RFP, request for proposals, to 9 different organizations that do archaeological studies. And what that means, we've got 3 areas where our concrete abutments are going to go to hold the pier in place. They need to dig down, sift it, and make sure it's ground suitable for concrete. We did submit, they had 2 weeks, and they were due yesterday at 3 o'clock, and we got 0 responses for archaeological studies for our new pier. So I reached out to TVA today. They never heard of that, so she's going to check with her manager, so hopefully have a little more direction. But as soon as TVA gives us the green light down there, you know, the pier will be ready and in place, and not only to fish from, but also for our canoe launches. Charlie told me right before the meeting started, we're going to have our splash pad opening very shortly to the public. But I know Bowers Elementary is going to be there this Thursday. But Charlie, I don't know if you want to add to that or not.
Well, Bowers will be there Thursday, and then the public will be there Thursday at 3 for everybody. But then we're going to have next Friday, we're going to do the open ceremony, for the splash pad, Friday the 27th at 1 p.m.
And we'll send you all of them out in the press as well, but that will be the dedication of the official flag and the official dedication of our splash pad. So if y'all can make that, it's going to be a special event. Thank you, Charlie. Also, this coming Thursday night, we'll have the grand opening of our event center upstairs, and that'll be from 5 to 7. Refreshments will be served. So we've invited all of our municipalities, all departments within our county. So that will be a big night for the city of Harriman as well. If you weren't able to attend last night, Martha and our police department, along with J.S. Rittenhouse, put together a really, really nice ceremony that for our fallen officers. Mayor Best opened it, and then we had participation from Rowan County Sheriff's Department, Harriman High School, just all kind of people so that we never forget the sacrifice that our officers all over Rowan County have put in place, and that's why our flags were flying at half-mast. But it's a really good ceremony with some of our local churches. And Jess Rittenhouse did represent the city of Harriman in Washington, D.C. the previous week. So kudos to everybody that made that happen last night. Chris mentioned that Keita and myself, Keita and I have met talking about upcoming grants. We did meet with East Tennessee Development District and Community Development Partners. What we found out, they're going to be very helpful. We looked at one of the most important things, I think, is we need to improve our sidewalks, especially on Bird Street and Carter Street. If you've not been there, Bird Street sidewalks are in shape and they need some repairs. So we're looking to get those grants rolling. That's partly why Chris couldn't have the information, the executive summary on number 7. But we'll get those squared away and put in our budget. Looking forward to being able to do that, along with multimodal grant, which will affect not only some of our alleyways and making them more pedestrian friendly, making them safe to light up, but also looking at possibly putting a sidewalk Pine Ridge Road that would connect over to Pinnacle Point area. So anything that's multimodal. So we'll look at those 2 grants. I think it'll be huge benefits to the citizens in Rowan County. One other thing that we've never added, and I talked to Jessica this morning, she did a really good job. I was not aware. This past month, we've had over 7 new business permits issued through the city of Harriman. And since January, we had over 18 new business permits issued. So that's always good as well. I just want to add that as part of my report. We were supposed to meet in the new city hall. I told y'all 2 weeks ago, and just wasn't ready. They still have some stuff in there, so I apologize for that. And I won't say more about that, but unless y'all have questions for me.
Anybody have anything for the city manager? Besides, we're still in this little room. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And I told him, I went to his office and told him I was going to write about the construction of the building because we're way behind. We got one worker here working. But I'm not going to. I'm just grateful we're getting it done. So we'll just keep working. All right, this time we'll go into our old business. First item, discuss and possibly approve final reading of ordinance 0322-01, accepting the coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds of H.R. 1319, the American Rescue Plan Act for 2021, and preparing an annual budget for expenditures of funds. Motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Holly.
A second.
Second by Councilman Johnson. Councilman Holly. Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Floor is open for discussion. Call roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes. Motion carries. That's all the old business. We'll go into new business. First item, discuss and possibly approve resolution R0522-01, a resolution showing the city of Harriman's commitment to provide up to $100,000 of matching funds for State of Tennessee American Rescue Plan Act fiscal recovery funds for water and wastewater projects on behalf of Harriman Utility Board. Motion to approve. Motion by Councilman Holly, second.
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Frost. Councilman Holly.
Motion.
Councilman Frost. Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item. Discuss and possibly approve resolution R0522-02, a resolution showing the city of Harriman's commitment to provide up to $250,000 of matching funds for a sewer extension project along Pine Ridge Road, north of Interstate 40. Motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Holland. Councilman Johnson.
Well, it's really going to benefit us in the future to get all this done. If we don't go ahead and do it right now, all that stuff's going to deteriorate and it's going to be a lot more years down the road. So I just rather go ahead and do it and get it over with. That's all I got.
Councilman Holly.
No, I think he's right. This is something we need to do.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, discuss and possibly approve the pre-order of a Pierce Saber pumper fire truck for $726,455.33. Motion to approve. Before I ask for a motion, let me kind of just go over why we're doing the pre-order. As everybody knows, everything right now is a year or two out on getting anything. There is a couple of trucks that they have, the same as we ordered last time. The Pierce truck that we have now, we ordered it. It is a truck that they use at Daytona for the races. It's used one time and then they sell them. They build them and they sell them. That's a truck I think that we're looking at. As soon as the summer race is over, that truck will be available. If we don't purchase that truck, we're about a year to 2 years out from getting a truck. We're spending roughly $40,000 or $50,000 a year right now on the truck we have just to keep it repaired, to keep it going. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not one that wanted to spend this kind of money to buy a fire truck. We have so many other things I want to do. But I think we're to a point to where a pumper truck lasts about 15 years, and we're at that life cycle with this truck, and it's probably time to move on and to take the plunge and buy the truck. I don't know that we have much of a choice. You guys have a choice, but I think we're just throwing money away as we continue to patch up a truck that is past its life cycle. So that's why we're looking at pre-order. It won't be added in until the new budget. Basically, all we're doing is getting our name on the book that we want that truck.
If I could add just one thing to that, I agree completely with everything you said there, Mayor, and I would just only add to that when we do the financing for this type of arrangement, typically we won't even make the first payment on that debt service until the next fiscal year. So we're talking fiscal year 2024. So we will have many opportunities to increase revenues in order to cover this debt service, and there will be some debt service that falls away during that period of time as well. So,
Motion by Councilman Cross. Second.
I'll second it.
Second by Councilman Johnson. Councilman Frost.
No, sir.
Councilman Johnson.
No, sir.
Floor is open for discussion.
Hey, Chris, when you notify that you want this truck, do you pay anything down?
no, we're not going to. We just sign a letter of intent to purchase, and then the next step will be to speak with our the gentleman that we work with, Cumberland Security, Scott, and he will we'll do a note through him, and we've already talked to him about this one, and there's a possibility that we can roll it into some other purchases as well for those that have a longer life cycle like this vehicle does. So again, a great thing about this is we'll be locking in a very low interest rate before interest rates continue to rise. So having all that in place now is very fiscally responsible.
Has anybody looked at any value for the old truck?
I'm not aware, but I believe Scott has talked to I'm sure that the fire chief, Mr. Daniels, has.
Mayor had a really good idea. We've got several options. As a trade-in value, the troubles we've had would not be really high. We would probably be fiscally responsible. Mayor suggests we've not done so yet after tonight's meeting, but possibly look at one of our volunteer fire departments. Maybe an engine that they could use and keep in service and would help them financially as well. So I think that would be the route we go. And again, that was Mayor's suggestion on that.
Yeah, I don't think the fire truck's worth much to a city department that runs as many calls as we do, a volunteer department. I think our last the county got it for their fire department, which assists us on our calls. So it's just something council could look at. I think in good faith we could help another department and where we're at. But that's down the road, something that you guys can look at. And I'll say this, when I was there, we bought a fire truck, we spent $350,000, and we thought it was a lot of money. That shows how things have changed, how prices continue to increase, and if we wait longer, these trucks are going to continue going up as everything else is. So, any other discussion? Call roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, discuss and possibly approve Sonia Thomas and Tracy Northern for the appointment for the Harriman Housing Authority Board. Tracy Northern is a resident. They have to have a resident on the board. She has been there. I've sat down and talked to her. I think she is a good resident. I think she'll make a good Housing Authority Board member. Sonia Thomas owns Out of the Attic Antiques. She is a local business owner that also lives here in Harriman, has a lot of interest in Harriman. I think she would also make a good appointment. We could split those two if you want to split them, or we can have a motion to accept both or decline both.
I'll make a motion to accept both.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Frost. Councilman Johnson.
No, sir.
Councilman Frost.
No, sir.
Floor is open for discussion. Call roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, discuss and possibly approve resolution R0522-03, a resolution showing the city of Harriman's intent to designate the event center room at 408 North Rome Street as Frederick W. Gates Hall.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wright, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Holly. Councilman Wright.
I think it's very appropriate.
Councilman Holly.
I agree.
Floor is open for discussion. Scott, do you mind telling kind of what that means in detail? Well, basically, the upstairs, the event center, that will be the name of it. There'll be some kind of plaque that will tell.
Probably be commonly referred to as Gates Hall, but what sort of we envisioned having a plaque on the outside and have a picture of Mr. Gates and then some information, brief history about what he meant to the city of Harriman. So anybody who comes and goes from our event center up there will know the big impact he had in starting Harriman and what it is today.
Oh, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Discuss and possibly approve the purchase of a drug flex machine for $25,150 from the Drug Enforcement Fund, 42100-320. Let me explain what that is so everybody knows, and the wording of that machine I can't say, so I said flex machine because I don't know that road whatever that is. But basically, Scott, will you tell what that machine is? And it comes up with drugs.
You're moving.
I intended this to be on 2 weeks ago City Council. I wanted Councilman Johnson to have to pronounce those words. I didn't intend to do this, but this is something that comes on the recommendation of our police committee. We started meeting on this, I think, Chief Tapp, back in January. We had some unanswered questions about the longevity of the machine, if it had a warranty. I think Councilman Me did a virtual session with the people that make this device, and it's going to be really beneficial to our police department. What happens now, if we make an arrest and we get a suspected drug, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, Chief Tapp, then we take that in as evidence. Bayer has to categorize that evidence, has to get in the car and drive all the way to Loudoun County where we drop it off, so it's verified.
Strawberry Plains.
Yes. Strawberry Plains. A lot of times what we found, that takes a 3 to 4 month process, which just holds this case up before we can ever get it into court, which delays everything along that line. So we've got somebody that we've arrested that we just can't prosecute. This type of machine will give us instantaneous feedback. It's accepted by the DA's office and all the courts. And when we bring that in as evidence, we can test it, we can prosecute the case, and it will greatly benefit, I think, the city of Harriman's effort going forward and really trying to make a dent in the drug use that we have in our city. So be a huge benefit. It comes out of our drug fund. Funds from that are truly restricted. They can only be used for drug items and for one-time expenditure. And I think it would be a really good purchase.
Motion, Councilman Frost, second. Councilman Wright. Councilman Frost.
That'd be a good thing to have.
Yeah, I do.
I believe it'll be very much needed because that's the thing. Once we arrest them, if they can't prove exactly what that is, they're out on bail within hours and that, and they finish out writing a police report at you. So that's good. I agree.
Any other discussion? Call roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now, what did you say the name of it was?
Drug analyzer. Flex machine.
Next item, discuss and possibly approve employee health insurance. You should have that in your packet. the city manager and Teresa and our city treasurer have been meeting with the insurance company, and we're looking at staying with Blue Cross Blue Shield. I think for an increase of $36,000.
8%, be 32,000, yes, sir.
You want to tell a little bit about that?
And I told Keita has led the charge on this. Of course, before she came to the city, she was in the insurance business. We polled all our department heads and asked them, are they happy with their insurance? Do we want to go forward with it? Sarah told us that there's going to be an increase. I think I may have mistakenly told council maybe a month or 2 months ago it would be a 6% increase, and that was a mistake on my part. It's an 8% increase, but the employees, by and large, and Keita can certainly tell you more, are very happy with their insurance. This is a comparison right here on that sheet. Our cost last year was $400,302. This year is $432,000 if we go with this plan. There are other plans out there. I talked to Candace, HUB is one of the groups, and hands down, cities, municipalities, other organizations, Blue Cross Blue Shield have been very happy. Our employees have been as well. So hope with y'all's approval we can move forward with that, and talk with Chris and Doc, we can fit that in the budget for that increase due to inflation.
Motion to approve Blue Cross Blue Shield.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Holly. Councilman Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Councilman Holly.
Yes, sir.
Floor is open for discussion.
Well, what kind of impact did that have on doing business? Rate-wise?
That is a good question. I don't know if Keita or Teresa might know that answer.
On the chart it shows.
I've been trying to read it.
It's down here at the bottom, but you can look at last year's.
That first line there, Councilman Wright, employee only $424.30. If we go with this plan, it'd be $458.24. Compare those two there.
All right.
Still, and correct me if I'm wrong, Teresa, on this, but the individual, it's still $250 out of pocket.
For an individual? Or spouse?
That may not be the answer you're looking for, Councilman Wright. For the individual, 300 families.
I just wonder generally what kind of effect it's going to have. Of course, it's costing more per month. Yeah.
I don't know that it will have an effect on the 45 employees. I think city pays their insurance, so that will affect us. The employee spouse, we only have 5 that have that. And out of that 5, I see there's 6 and 4 with children. That may include that 5. So total, we may only have 10 employees that have anything besides theirs that carry. So it will affect probably 10 people. And on theirs, you know, you're looking at roughly, if you do the family, it's $100 a month extra. If you do the child, it's $60. Spouse is going to be an additional $70 a month. Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Brian Cross?
Yes.
Buddy Holly?
Yes.
Tim Johnson?
Yes.
Lonnie Wright?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, discussing, do we need to do the archaeological bid?
No, sir.
The last item, discussing possibly approve JB asphalt for grading, widening entrance at Moses Lane and Rome State Highway for $7,500. The children's clinic is coming to Midtown down there. The road beside of it, a piece of that is the city of Harriman's road. It goes back so far. one of the things that they asked us, if they built the children's clinic, could we widen that road for their exit? State was requiring it. It is our road. $7,500 is a small price to pay to get the children's clinic in Harriman. So it's up to you guys if you want to widen it or not.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wright, second by Councilman Frost. Councilman Wright.
No, it's worked out, get rid of that old motor.
Councilman Frost. Floor's open for discussion.
I think it's gonna be great having that there, because instead of having to go out with children's, they'll have it like just right over the hill for everybody, so that's not bad at all. That's all I've got.
Any other discussion? Call roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. This time we're going to council remarks. Councilman Frost?
No, sir.
Councilman Johnson?
That's it.
Councilman Wright?
No.
Councilman Holly?
No, sir.
The only thing I have, I apologize for missing the last meeting. I was out sick. I think we've got a councilman now out sick, and I guess the stomach bug was going around, but I apologize for not being here. It's exciting when you look and see everything going on in Harriman. When you ride down their own street. If you haven't rode down their own street at night, you need to ride down it at night and see how pretty it's lit up with the new signs and the new businesses. As our city manager said, we've got new businesses picking up, it seems like daily. I know there's another boutique coming in downtown, other things looking. We've got some more stuff coming in Midtown. So it's very exciting. I was looking at the amount of money we've spending tonight, and and I was looking at the taxes we have coming in. We've been really blessed. Harriman has truly been blessed, and we've got a great team that works and sells Harriman daily, and I think people see that, and they want to be a part of it. So I thank you all in the audience that are investing your time and effort in the city. It's greatly appreciated. And it doesn't go unnoticed. I can remember back when Pride and Harriman was just about down here. Now Pride and growth is up here because of you all. It's not an individual, it's a team, and you guys make that team work. And it's, everywhere I go and we talk, it's always about the team at Harriman, because it's a true team. It's not just this team. It's the whole team that makes it work, and that's you all pushing that train to make it go. And as the mayor of Harriman, it is an honor and a blessing to be a part of it. You guys are true leaders, and I appreciate what you do. I appreciate what we have here and the growth that we have within in Harriman. As we always say, if Harriman grows, Roane County grows. Kingston grows, Roane County grows. If Rockwood grows, Roane County grows. If Oliver Springs grows, Roane County grows. And that's our goal, but to grow responsibly. Not just to grow, but to grow responsibly. And I think that's what we do. I think we look at the way we grow. And I appreciate the effort that you guys put into that. So from me to you all, thank you for the hard work that you put in. I don't have anything else. I think we have a workshop right after the meeting. It will be a quick workshop, I think. So motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign?